Welcome to Blonde on Music. Major record labels, well, given the impact technology's had on the industry, they're clutching at straws. You've probably heard they've laid off a lot of people over the last 24 months. They've also had to change how they do business, and the model that they're now using is very much a 360-degree model, meaning that they're taking the income, manipulating the income from every aspect of an artist's opportunities, whether it be licensing, publishing or recording. They also have their own management arms, so very much an artist is locked into them for, again, every aspect of their career management. They're also wanting bands or artists to really sell around 25,000 units themselves before it sparks the interest of the major labels. It's no surprise then that independent record labels are popping up all over the place. AIR, the Australian Independent Record Label Association, have over 350 paid record labels on their books in Australia. You're probably not going to pay them your fees unless you're operating, so there's a lot of activity going on in that area. The benefits, of course, are more artistic control, bigger chunk of the income from sales. Also though, if you do well with an artist on an independent label, there is the opportunity that a major will see them and take some notice, maybe pick them up. But what I'm really excited about is that some of the small independent labels are doing so well that they become subsidiaries of bigger labels or even majors. And I think that's a pretty exciting prospect, and I think that's going to be good for the industry. I was lucky enough to have a chat with Vic Campbell. Vic's from a small independent label called Silver Bullet Records, and here's some footage of my chat with Vic. So the other side of your business is Silver Bullet Records,
yes,
which is obviously a label.
Oh yes, always wanted to be a record company mogul.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have a company called Slingshot Music in the 90s, but of late, yes, Silver Bullet Records. We've released 4 or 5 different projects. Again, small independent artists. Set up a web store to sell not just our own product but other people's, and that hasn't really gone all that well. Trying to sell hard copies. Most people these days want digital downloads, and we haven't done that yet. Yeah. Probably it's an old-fashioned approach in some ways, but I find that really a lot of people just want the digital download. They don't want the hard copy. But I think some of the essentials for an artist are things like you have to have strong songs, you must have strong songs, but I think that you need something, and it sounds a bit corny to say, you know, unique, but there has to be something about the act, whether they be a solo singer-songwriter or a band, that lifts them out of the pack. Yeah. There are so many people wanting to make it, whatever that means. I think there has to be something about your personality, your live performance, or your ethos, something that lifts you out of the pack. Yeah. Not necessarily a gimmick, but something extra special to make people take notice. Yeah. What we've done with Silver Bullet is we've had no formal contracts. I've just responded to artists that I know and believe in. They've funded their own projects, and they use the label then really just as a vehicle to get the product out. Right. Some way of having it manufactured. I might put some money into the manufacturing, the artwork, and just to help them get the product out. And look, most of it is sold at gigs. Yep. It's not really sold through stores, or not even on the net as much.
What's the financial payback to you then for your assistance in that process?
Still trying to work that out. What's happened, I suppose, is that with most of the artists we sort of go 50-50 on a sale. Yeah. It's just been like that. It's pretty low key. It's certainly not big bucks. Yeah. So you help them and you provide the platform and obviously some free marketing and that sort of thing. And then you'd go 50-50 on sales? Yep. You know, I write the bio and do the promo stuff and do all that.
Yeah. Winding the interview up then, Vic, I think I can safely say that you sort of do it for the love?
I do. I'm a fan. I'm not a muso. I can't play a note, but I collect. Yeah. I don't collect money, I collect CDs.
And is it the music that keeps you going?
Yeah, the music and the lyrics. I'm probably more into the lyrics than the music, but certainly, yes.
Yeah. There are 3 main models for a record label. The first is marketing and distribution, which means the artist retains ownership of the master and the label's responsible for the marketing and distribution, and they get a cut for that. Secondly is recording, which is used historically by most of the majors. They pay for the recording, or they loan the artist the money for the recording, but they retain the ownership and the artist gets a cut. And thirdly is licensing, meaning that either the artist or a label would own the master. The marketing and distribution of the copyright opportunity is then handled by the label. Silver Bullet Records are using a distribution and marketing model, so that's what they're doing for the artists to earn their 50%. I think 50% is a great split if you can do some volume. I must say I wouldn't recommend not having written agreements in place. I think Vic's really lucky if he's been able to operate up until now without them. It's probably testament to him being a great guy and a good judge of character. The future, or the only way forward for Silver Bullet Records, is to adopt a download strategy. The artists will start demanding it if nothing else, so I think it is the only way forward. Now Vic's a man of action, so I think he'll get it done. Yes, the major steps to put an independent label together would be firstly to find a business vehicle, whether you register a business, start a partnership or proprietary limited company, whatever the business vehicle may be. Some other areas of interest, of course, you're probably going to need barcodes. Australian barcode you would go to for that. There's the International Standard Recording Code, which you would get from ARIA. There's also the PN, or the Prescribed Notice, with APRA and AMCOS. Now that's a code that allows your royalties to be captured and paid back to you. So there are some red tape, I guess, that you need to get through. Not too difficult and not too expensive. One of the things I'd like to do on Blonde on Music is each episode present you with a feature artist. It'll just be 30 to 40 seconds of music. It won't be full clips. We're trying to keep this, business centric. And I won't just be choosing them based on talent, although they will be talented. I'll be choosing them almost as a recommendation that these are people, if you give them an opportunity, they'll make the most of it and they won't let you down. Just half an hour ago, while I was waiting to film this, a duo I've got booked in on Saturday night at the Chandelier Room cancelled. So it's Wednesday afternoon, the marketing's been out for weeks, and that's pretty crushing. And you sort of think, why do I bother giving these people gigs if they're sort of going to throw it back? So, not only will the artists be talented, but I'll make a recommendation that they won't let you down, that they'll appreciate the opportunity and they'll do the right thing by you.
And I won't build you bridges so you may cross the seas. And I won't forge in metal, and I won't burn the trees, 'cause I am greatest man on earth. I am. I said I am the greatest man on earth. I am. And I won't build you schools so you may learn my name. And when you fight, and you will fight, you will not die in vain, 'cause I am the greatest man on earth. I am. I said I am the greatest man on earth. I am.
Another thing I'd like to do on Blonde on Music is make a recommendation each episode of a book, might be a vlog, might be a podcast, website, some material that I've come across that I think might be useful to other businesses in the music industry. The first book I want to talk about is Crush It. Now it's by Gary Vaynerchuk, and so he started a vlog called Wine Library. It was huge, heaps of followers. He's been on the talk shows in the US, very well known. So now, instead of vlogging about his passion, he's now helping people like me and other small business people to talk about what they're passionate about and get it out there, particularly in video form, although he does talk about, just blogs, not just video. It's a great book, it's really encouraging. He goes into a lot of detail about the different social media platforms, what the options are, even what he uses and recommends. Even if you're not interested in personal brands so much, he has lots of great ideas for business, and he does talk about all the different social platforms. He's a great guy, full of enthusiasm. Think the world of him. Thanks, Gary. So thanks for watching Blonde on Music. I'm hoping to release a weekly episode if I can, so tune in again, spread the word. If you'd like to contact me for any reason, my email address will be on the screen now. Drop me a line, love to hear from you.